I don't want to add any pressure to these guys by talking about potential down the road and all those things, but they know. I mean, they know that we have an opportunity, and we had a great opportunity at Maryland, had an opportunity at Indiana, and now have another great one. I mean, I think we have 4 games in a row against top 10, top 20 caliber opponents, with 3 of them on the road. So we get a chance to play against the best and see what it takes to try to win. And hopefully one of those games we had a great chance. We didn't finish it off. The other game, we got blown out of the building. So it was kind of 2 separate games, and one was pretty good, one was not so good, and now we get a chance, and we got to get ready for Michigan State on Thursday.
When you come to a couple of bumps in the road that you have the last couple of games, how important is the leadership of the seniors and keeping spirits high?
I think it's really big. I mean, I think you even look at Michigan State. I mean, they lost 3 in a row too. I mean, we've lost 3 in a row. Michigan State lost 3 in a row, and they had Maryland coming into their building. And you saw guys like Costello and Valentine, 2 seniors, that refused to lose. They knew that was a game they needed to get, and I'm sure the way they practiced, the way they prepared, they had that sense of urgency, and that's what we're relying on with our veterans. With Alex, with Trey, a guy like Sanjay who's been around and played a lot, Joey who's a senior. We've had 3 games in a row where we've lost. You got to try to stop the bleeding, and a lot of times it's leaning on those older guys that can give confidence to the rest of the group and help get you ready to play your next game.
Bruce, when you've been bleeding, you've not been shy about making changes. Have you made any changes?
Well, it's been tough. We've looked at some different things. It's been really hard with this group because we have a lot of injuries. So even guys who can play in games, they don't get to practice that much. So it's hard. Yeah, Nate Taphorn's dealing with a foot injury and, bumps and bruises with other guys. And so the practice time has been limited. That's why I've been happy about this stretch, is because we did play early on Saturday, and we had a chance to give them Sunday off and come back yesterday and, have a couple days to kind of work on us. You feel like you're always in game prep mode. And when you're dealing with guys who are tired and injured and bumped and bruised, it's hard to get a lot better with changes because you just can't practice like you want to. So, we're tinkering with some few things, looking at some different lineups, trying to put the pieces together. But you know me, I mean, I'm always one to, when things aren't going well, try to do something different to get us going.
Playing Michigan State, is it X's and O's, or is it matching the kind of mindset you need?
I think it's both. I think the first thing when you play Michigan State is you got to match their toughness. When you Coach Izzo is one of the best around, and he gets his guys to play at a really high level, and they're very disciplined, and they're going to go to the glass hard, they're going to run their offense tough, they're going to push the ball, and you have to match that before you can even talk about the strategy. And then the strategy is important too, because you got to try to find ways you can exploit them and things you can do to try to get good shots and be effective defensively against what they're trying to do against us.
This season you guys have had trouble with starts. You started slow. You know that Michigan State's going to come out and slap you. Yeah. How do you make sure your guys are ready for that and don't have a bad start? Yeah,
we got to continue. I mean, it's something we've dealt with all year, and it reared its ugly head again in Indiana. I mean, we're down 13-2 before you could blink, and you just can't recover against really good teams doing that consistently. And so, we've talked about it as a group. We've met about it. Now, the guys have to take that personally, and a lot of it has to do with their energy and coming out and executing early. Trying to see the ball go in, get the ball to the basket, get a layup, get to the free throw line, so you can ease your way into the game and feel good about the way you start.
Alex Ola had his first good post-injury game against Indiana. What did you see from him on Saturday?
I just saw his confidence and aggressiveness was much better. Those first 2 games, even though he was feeling good physically and wanted to be out there, he just was uncomfortable. He hadn't played in a month and hadn't really practiced. And so I thought it took him a couple games to kind of get his legs back underneath him. I think that was probably the biggest bright spot about Indiana, if there was one, was just Alex getting back in the swing of things and us being able to go inside, and he got 19 points. And I just thought he was getting back closer to the guy that we've seen the last year and a half before he got injured. And certainly for us to beat really good teams, we need his presence down low.
Back to the question about the starts, a little bit easier to set the tone when you're at home?
Well, I hope so, and that's been a problem for us, is starting at home, and that's, really we've been better starting on the road. You take the Indiana game out of the equation. We've really started well on the road, and we haven't started as well at home. And I don't know if the guys are just feeling extra pressure at home, but we talked about everything, the way we warm up, the way we prepare, what we do on game day. And, we try to put the onus on them to figure it out as players, like what's going to be our best formula to play well and get off to a great start. And that's going to be a huge key for Thursday.
Coach, do you have any ideas of how to get the offense unstuck?
Yeah, I mean, it's, it would help to shoot the ball a little bit better. And it's crazy to say that, but, a lot of times, look, teams are trying to get the ball out of Bryant and Trey's hands. They're double teaming them at every opportunity. They're trying to make them pass to other guys. And hopefully now with Alex, that can be a help. We have an opportunity to throw the ball inside. I think Derek's been a guy who's given us some offense inside. And then our complementary guys, we got to find offense for them. Aaron, we've been at our best when he's been a double-figure scorer. You look at our wins, he's been in double figures in the league. Guys like Scotty Lindsey, guys like Skelly and Taphorn, and those guys come in the game. We got to find ways to have them lessen the load on Brian and Trey, because it's no secret. I mean, every team's trying to take those two kids out of the game. They're putting two guys on them on every possession. They're making them throw to the other guys, and we have to make teams pay for that.
Why have those complementary players been so inconsistent?
I don't know. I mean, a lot of it is youth. I mean, you're talking about, Derek Pardon and Aaron Falzone are freshmen. I mean, they're going through this thing for the first time. I mean, Scotty Lindsey's a sophomore. Obviously a guy like Sanjay, he's a dirty work guy, but being a big scorer has never been, what he does. And then we haven't had Alex, and we haven't had Vic Law. So, I mean, if you come into the year and you say who are going to be your top 4 scoring threats, it would have been McIntosh, Demps, Law, and Ola. Well, you take 2 of those out of the equation, I don't care what team you are, it's going to be tougher to score, and we've run into that problem.
And Tap's injury is bad enough that it's limited his effectiveness.
Practice time. I mean, he should. Yeah, I mean, he's dealing with a foot injury as well, so he should be good to go. But it affects his ability to practice every day.
Michigan State's had their own hiccups. What have you seen that you guys might try to force them into?
What you have to do with that, you can't allow them to get out on the fast break and transition. They're really good if you let them get out running, and that's when they get threes, that's when they get transition baskets. For us, obviously, the slower the pace of the game is going to be better for us, trying to take care of the ball, get good shots ourselves. And then when that ball goes up on the glass, they've notoriously been as good as it gets in rebounding. So I would say transition defense and rebounding are 2 huge keys as we head into this game plan, is taking away their easy baskets in those 2 areas. No layups and threes in transition, and no putbacks on the offensive boards, and try to make it as hard for them in the half court to score against our defense.